Hey guys, welcome back to the farm. You join me in what is quite an old building, and I'm just here tidying it out because this is going to be the new machinery shed. But this week I've been busy emptying out all of the riding material which was on the floor, which was basically like a sand and a rubber material. I've pushed it all to the end. I'll just show you guys over here. And I've just got the tractor at the moment, the 5.5 and the bucket on, and we're just collecting all of the tyres around the edge of the shed, and then we're just putting them into the trailer ready to be recycled. So just at the end of the shed here, hopefully you guys can pick it up on camera, I've pushed all of the riding material to the ends of the school, and then next week this is all going to be recycled. We've got a grader coming to recycle it all, and I've got to load it in from here into a trailer, and then it's going to be taken over across the road for recycling. So it's all going quite well, but there's a lot of work involved in getting this shed turned into more of a machinery storage shed. That's the idea for it anyway, as to what we're going to actually do with it. So all down the sides we could just have the cultivator, the new tanker wrapper which is coming, the feeder bedder, the cattle float trailer, the bale trailer as well, which we could perhaps just put the stock box in here as well, and then the Richard Weston trailer I'm probably just going to put at the end as well. But just keeping everything nice and tidy really. It's good. It's really nice to finally have a shed on the farm which we can dedicate just for having machinery, and to keep it warm, to keep it, well, relatively warm, but to keep it dry most importantly, because when it's dry it doesn't deteriorate as much. The equipment, the materials, they won't corrode as much. So enough of me talking. This is the new machinery shed. It's going to look a lot better in the next few weeks when I actually get it all cleaned out. In the middle here is a concrete pad, and then on the outside it's hardcore. So this is all concrete down the middle, and then just on the outside it's like a crushed hardcore. So I'm now just going to get on and get rid of the rest of these tyres up this long side, and then I'm also as well going to start taking out some of this soil just along the edges of this old wall here. Another bucket full out of here of tyres. Be careful I don't take the shed down. Okay, and into the trailer for recycling. So these are the tyres which have protected the horses' legs, and they've been a protection for the horses so they don't damage themselves. But now, as we're turning it into a machinery shed, it's nothing to do with horses anymore. Thank the Lord. And I've left that tyre on the bucket now, and I've dropped quite a few there. I'll pick them up in a minute. But yeah, it's just really getting all of these tyres out of this school is one of the biggest jobs at the moment, and then the sand as well. Really, that's taking quite a bit of time to get rid of. And these gates are being annoying. We'll get there. Oh, he's going to come back, is he? Go on. When it comes to these other tyres at the front here, I have greased the loader, but for some reason, I don't know if you guys can hear that, it's squeaking. I think it's to do with the rubber mounts on the washers, behind the washers on the parallel system. But I have greased it up the other day. Yeah, all right. So as well as this new machinery shed, something else I've been looking at as well, as a lot of you guys know, was a Manitou. So sadly the Manitou deal hasn't really come to anything of much, so we could be looking at a Merlo instead, a Merlo handler, in particular what's called a turbo farmer. So keep an eye out for a Merlo on the horizon, which is an Italian telehandler. They're made in Italy, and they're green with a hydrostatic transmission. These in the trailer. There's the Can-Am just there, doing duties on the farm, taking feed around. Can, we are built for farming. Okay, here we go. Try and get the trailer without spinning them around the yard yet. Already dropped one. Hopefully they don't spill out the trailer. Yeah, they already are. Need to fill the back of the trailer up really, if I can. There we go. Just give it a little. That's it. Just give it a little pat now. There we go. Decent. Okay, so there we are guys. This is the new area here for the machinery. So we've got the 155 there just on the left, and then just on the right we've got the little 135 just parked up nicely. So this isn't how they're permanently going to be stored like this. I'm going to move them around a bit more, and then they'll probably each have their little areas where they can just sit. And before I really start putting things in here, all of these edges along here have got to be cleaned out from the horse arena, the rubber and the sand. And once I get rid of that, then hopefully in the spring a lot of this will dry up in here as well, and I can actually start to really just start cleaning it, because this concrete, because down the middle here there's a concrete strip, but at the moment it's like this sort of sandy material just on the surface. And I think if I just pressure wash it using the pressure washer, or if I just wait for it to dry out a bit and keep brushing it with brushes, you'll see the concrete, which will then hopefully just come through. But just on these right hand sides, like I've said, it is a crushed type of hardcore in there. So if I just brush all of this along here, where the 135 is actually concrete, but the 155 is just on like a hardcore. But everything there back is all hardcore. And at the moment, like I've said, it's just getting all of the material out, getting it recycled, getting it dealt with. But it's not a small job, you know, it's not going to happen overnight. I started this on Friday and we're now end of Saturday, so it's taken me about 2 days just to even begin doing what I've been able to do here so far. So it's going to take a little bit of time, probably the majority of next week really, to really clean it all out and get it to where I want it to be, before we can then actually start putting some other machinery in here as well. But it's nice to finally, like I said, to have a place really to store the tractors, to store the equipment, to keep it dry, and ultimately as well for you guys, we can have some YouTube videos in here. We can talk about machines. It's another place on the farm which we can sort of hang out and discuss machinery and equipment. Okay, so I've just finished outside guys, and I'm now just back inside. It's been great today, finally tidying up the arena, as I said earlier in today's video. It's going to take a little bit of time. I'm going to be pretty busy this week trying to sort all of that out. Also as well, coming up next week, we've got some new four-legged arrivals coming. I won't tell you what breed of cows they are. All I will tell you is that we've got 8 of them on coming, and they're actually heifers, some of them, so they're not all they're not cows. But yeah, it's going to be really exciting showing them to you guys, and also as well finding a place for them on the farm to live. And they could be potentially replacing the red pearl herd on the farm. So we've got about 50 red pearls at the moment in total, and they are not performing in the way which we would like. So we're now looking into an alternative breed, and I'm going to show that in this week's video when they're delivered from Winchester, I believe they're situated. So they're going to be delivered on Tuesday. And then also as well this week, I'm looking into the telehandler. As I said in today's video, the Merlo, unfortunately things didn't work out with Manitou, but the Merlo is on the cards. It's a turbo farmer. They make a 3.5.7, which is a 3.5 ton lift to 7 meter reach, and then they also make quite a cool handler, which is a 3.9, so it's got a 3.3 ton lift and a 9 meter reach, which is a really good reach for a small telehandler, or relatively compact. Anyway, if you have a look at the 3.9, I put it on the screen now. It's a really nice size machine, and I think it's going to be perfect around the yard. And with the 9 meter boom, there's actually quite a few jobs I can think of including the guttering on certain buildings where you might actually need that 9-metre reach. But it's just all down to price really with a lot of these things, as a lot of you guys know. Something quite interesting about the Merlos is they do have a hydrostatic gearbox on them, so they're really smooth drive in comparison to the PowerShift models. Slight downsides are you don't get as much pushing power, some people say, or as much torque. But from what I've heard, Merlo products seem to be pretty good, and they seem to tow trailers really well. So we'll just have to see with the Merlo on the horizon. So we'll investigate that this week, and then also we've got the new arrivals coming on Tuesday. So thanks so much for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please do give it a thumbs up. It really would be much appreciated, guys. It helps out massively. And make sure to tap the little bell next to the subscribe button so that you know when I upload a new video, and then you can watch it straight away. Have a great week, guys, and I'll catch you on the next one.